This is Tommy Watt for TTT Boxing in association with IFL TV and Fight Call Out. I'm joined by Jeff Fenech and Brock Jarvis. Brock fights on the undercard of the Manny Pacquiao-Jeff Horn fight this weekend. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Hey.
How you doing?
Yeah, good.
So you got into Brisbane yesterday?
Yeah, got in yesterday afternoon and headed straight to the gym, did some work and then sparring today for my last spar and then just maybe about the fight after that.
Excellent. So this is your first fight back in Australia. You had a couple over in Thailand, so nice to be back fighting on home soil.
Yeah, definitely. With the home crowd, it's gonna be heaps better than fighting overseas when you're always the so it's good.
Yeah, so you got a lot of support here in Australia. So it's always different atmosphere and a different vibe. And so Jeff, you've seen Brock's development over the last few years. I think since we last saw you, there's been a few knockouts since, and that was only in December. Sort of sitting at 9-0 with 8 knockouts. So what's the plan moving forward, and so big card for Brock to fight on?
Yeah, the plan is really not to rush him. I mean, we are very, very blessed. We've got amazing sponsors at Fusion Nightclub, Cave. We only fly first class. We fly to where we need to go for sparring. And the thing that's happened over the last 6 months is I really believe that Brock has improved. Wow, I couldn't give you an estimate. It's like he's just got so much better because we've had some great sparring, and I just think that people are looking and saying, step him up. Well, these guys that we're fighting they're all had much more experience than Brock, so it's no need for me to get him somebody that's had 50 fights, 50 wins. When he's had 9 fights, it's got to be done at the right time. He's 19, he's getting stronger, he's developing, and to me, he's not totally matured yet. And when that time's right, I'll put my hand up. He'll fight anybody, and we'll beat anybody. Like we can do it tomorrow, but to me, if I do it tomorrow, it's just too early. I want to make sure that he has all the skills, has all the development, has the stamina to make sure we can go 12 rounds. The other day he boxed 8 rounds with 2 different opponents and done up walking on his hands. He could have done 4 more rounds easily. Just seeing that and noticing that and witnessing that is a huge thing for me. So so now it's up to me to just make sure I do all these things properly.
I said, you mentioned Brock's only 19, so you've got a long career ahead of you, and there absolutely is no rush. And with Australian boxing seemingly on the rise, and I think this weekend's an indicator of that. You've been around some big shows in the past, Jeff, and how do you think this event compares to what we've seen in Australia? Wow. Well, not recently, I suppose, but ever.
Well, this is the biggest event, I believe, in Australian boxing history. I mean, it's going to be the biggest crowd. I mean, the Fenech Nelson fight was huge, and but I think Jeff Horn deserves all this. He's one of those kids who fights anybody. He's certainly got what it takes. He's got amazing mental capacity. He's got a great heart, which runs from your head. And I just believe that he's never taken a backward step. He won't. Win, lose or draw, I know it's going to be a great fight. I know he's going to give it his best, and I honestly believe I'm tipping Jeff Horn to win in a huge upset.
Excellent, and that'd be great news for Australian boxing, so we'd probably see a rematch and another great event like this.
Yeah, and what happens after that is, everybody loves the sport of boxing again. He'll be on 60 Minutes, he'll be headline news all around the world, and he's this kid who got bullied at school, he's a school teacher, and he's put Australian boxing on the map. And then we've got the undercard. It's got some great fighters, and we've got some great fighters coming through. The Maloney brothers, Brock Jarvis, Tim Zhu, and the list goes on. George Cambosis. We've got some great young kids out there, and they just need a platform to bounce off. And this could be the one. And we've got Duco events. We've got Brian Armatruder. We've got Lyndon Hoskins. We've got these promoters all throughout Australia. We've got Rob Fogarty in Newcastle, where Brock fights. We've got all these amazing promoters who are willing to give these guys an opportunity. And if we can all just work together and have the same goal in creating as many great fighters as we can. I'm not going to say world champions. It's a hard thing, but I think there are some of these young boys have the ability to become world champions, and I'm just really excited about boxing at this time. Yeah,
there's some great fights out there, and I think you hit the nail on the head with promoters working together to really sort of raise the sport from the level it's at.
And even if they don't work together, don't pull apart. Let these kids go and fight on whatever show like they want to. I mean, loyalty is a really important thing to me, and my loyalty is to my boxer. And if there's an opportunity for him out there, I'm going to take the opportunity, because I want Brock to get better and better, and I want to be friends with every promoter. That's just me. I've boxed. I've been through that stuff. I've been through the smooth running. I've been through the rough stuff. I've seen the best. I've seen the worst, and I just want just want to support boxing totally, and support Brock, and support any other boxer that needs my help.
Excellent. And so, with regards to yourself, Brock, what you've got half a year left until sort of the end of 2017. So, is there a plan to? You've obviously been very active so far. Are you going to keep up that activity?
Yeah, definitely. A few weeks after this fight, I'm going to be fighting in Melbourne, and then still got plenty more fights for this year. So.
But great, we want to take it one step at a time. We just want to win this guy. But this guy, I know is here to beat us. I mean, Craig Christian doesn't bring fighters out here to lose.
Yeah.
This kid's had a lot of fights. He's stronger. He's bigger than Brock. But like for me, it's one step at a time, one fight at a time. But we have got amazing opportunities. Obviously, this kid here can fight. He's a good-looking boy. He's very marketable. He's very promotable. Obviously, he's got Jeff Fenech in his corner that sort of sticks as well. It makes it great for promotions. And we're just really looking forward to being busy, and hopefully we'll have another fight up in Newcastle by the end of the year and support Rob Fogarty, because he's somebody who's been with us from the outset, and if I'm away, he helps Brock training. So we've just got this amazing team, and like I said, Brian Armatruda got us on the fight on the Omar Kiwari fight, which, well, we can't thank him enough for that. That experience, not just fighting on the undercard, but the experience that we had over there sparring with some of the best fighters in the world is second to none. So we thank all these guys. And then you've got Angelo DiCarlo up here in Brisbane, who puts on the best fights in Australia, without doubt. So we're going to move around. We want the whole of Australia to know Brock Jarvis.
Excellent. So in a few years' time, maybe be headlining one of these shows yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the goal. Yeah.
That'll be much before that. I've got a plan with Rob Fogarty that towards the end of the year we might do a special Christmas show where Brock will headline. He'll fight hopefully a 10 or 12 rounder for some kind of title. And this kid's ready for it. I mean, he's got an amazing following. Shane Warne, Tony Hatcham, Joe Hashem, they all support him. They give us amazing amounts of support and stuff. If he fights in Melbourne, they'll be there supporting us. So yeah, this kid is ready to take that next step. But like I said, it's my job to make sure it's one step at a time.
Perfect. We'll be there all along the way. Wish you all the best, and we'll probably catch up with you again during this week. But until then, Brock, so best of luck in the rest of camp, and we'll catch you up on the weekend.
Can't thank you guys enough for your support.
Cheers, Jeff. Thanks, mate.